So first of all, I would like to say thank you to all participants to this webinar, as usual. Thank you so much. So so far, if a few people does not know me, I am Alessandro Monieri. I'm network engineer in EnGenius Networks Europe. I'm following different countries: Italy, Spain, Portugal, France, UK, etc. So just in case to present me, to make sure that all know me very well. Okay, so about this webinar, as you can see, I would like to discussing with you first with a short PPT presentation about the MyPSK, the feature, the pro feature that we have in our cloud. So it's really amazing feature that we already have since, I think, maybe 4 or 5 months. Okay. So because this webinar, it will be really vertical on MyPSK, we will not discuss about the VLAN concept because we already do that before with the webinar that Alcindos do, I think the 3 February. So, and this is because the MyPSK concept, it's really close to the VLAN concept. So just in case you want to check also this webinar, I think it's a good idea. So make sure to log in our partner portal from engeniusnetworks.eu, partner portal, and after that you can see the GIF below. You can access on the webinar menu. And on a webinar menu, you can for sure check also the future webinar, the upcoming webinar, and also the archived webinar, so the past webinar that we had before. And you can see the theory talk from Alcindo about the VLAN concept. Okay, so to test the MyPSK functionality, the first step that you have to do is to switch your cloud account from free version to pro version, to professional version. Okay, so far as we know, it will be free until this year. So just in case you want to test, I think this is a good period to test, because from the 2022 it will be under payment. Of course, we do not have at the moment the pricing. We have an average, but I don't really want to tell you now because it's not confirmed, so it's a little bit tricky, just in case it will be different. Okay, but like I said, now it's free, so go on your account and switch to professional mode. Okay, so about MyPSK, okay, today I would like to do kind of webinar more interactive, as we already do before, but I will try to give you some questions, so make sure to keep attention on the webinar and also open the chat box, so to reply me about my question, because I would like to understand if I need to remark some concept, or I can avoid, I can skip. Okay, so basically the MyPSK concept, it's really in one hand it's really simple, but in the other hand it's really complicated. So basically it's working like this. You can split the clients, a different network on a different subnet, on a different VLAN per PSK. So in this GIF below on the right, you can see Brian, PSK VLAN 30, Lucy, PSK VLAN 40, etc. So the thing is, with the wireless password X, I can access on a VLAN 30. With wireless password, for example, E, I can access on a VLAN 20, etc. So I can split the client per VLAN. So is there anyone here already test the MyPSK in our cloud? Question for you guys. Do you already test it or no? Xavier told me no. So the other question for you. Clement to say no. Okay. I will not tell you the name. It's better to keep the privacy on. Okay. Another guys, not so far. Okay, no. Okay, another no. That's good, because I would like to remark some points that for me are obviously, but for you maybe not, because you did not test. So it's really important to give you the question. Sorry. So other guys would like to send me a feedback test already or not? Okay. So I think based on the paper slides, the concept for MyPSK is quite easier. But when we would like to embed it, configure into a real installation, I think we need to know much better. There's one guy continuously go and go out. I don't know what's happening. Okay, Claudio asked a question. Different users can use the same password? Yes, of course, but of course do it because there's no sense to have it. Because if you have the same password, this means it will be injected on the same network. But yes, of course, I got a point. Yes, for sure. Yes. For example, you can create a password, students 2021, and all students use that password, and all students goes to the VLAN 30. For example, I can have hotel free Wi-Fi 2021. All guests goes to the VLAN 20. Okay, whatever you want. Yes, good question, Claudia. Go ahead. Okay. Here I have I create this slide and I make a title a little bit funny, but it's really good to understand better the MyPSK concept, and also to give you some tip and tricks idea about this functionality. Okay. Before to going to this slide, I would like to reply a question from customer. Customer asked me, in MyPSK, can we configure different bandwidth limits? No, it's not possible at the moment. So you cannot define any bandwidth per MyPSK, only per SSID. Yeah. And in this case, it's really useless because we'll see in the demo later. Okay. But good question, Sotris. Good question. Okay, remember to give my question because I know MyPSK, but you need to know MyPSK. Okay, good. Okay, first I would like to discuss about this funny slide, because it's funny because I say, how can I turn MyPSK on? In this slide, there is one big configuration error. Okay. You see 2 GIF and 1 screenshot, but no worry, I will try to explain you a little bit better later into the demo, but also now it's quite easier. Here above on the left, you have the SSID name, and you can simply turn it on MyPSK. It's really simple. Okay, we go deep into the details later. Okay, no worry. Below, you have you need to create the MyPSK users. So every PSK user can achieve different VLAN on the same SSID. And on the right, you have match configuration menu. Here on the right, there is a big error, because if you see now, I'm scrolling down, you can see that default VLAN, it is tagged on 100 VLAN. You can see here. But no worry, it's really simple to configure the VLAN. Okay, before to go ahead with the configuration, to tell you something related to my my topology that I have now in my office. Okay, so below you can see two questions, but focalize, try to make a focus on the topology. So here it's really deep, and like I said at the beginning, if you do not have a really strong concept about VLAN, it's really difficult to understand. But I will say that I can reply to your question anytime. Okay. So basically, I have my main network with the DHCP server on, and this network is provided from my Fritzbox 7590. Okay, this Fritzbox making something the network is 192.168.189.189.0/24. Okay, and this Fritzbox provided a DHCP server from all of my network, all devices, switch, again, access point, laptop, etc. So, because I would like to test the MyPSK concept, the thing is I need to have VLAN. Otherwise, there's no sense to have MyPSK. That's right. So, if you would like to have MyPSK without any VLAN, there's no sense to have it. So skip. Do not use the MyPSK. Okay. So in this case, this is a firewall appliance that I have in my home, in my office. Okay. And this firewall receives the connectivity from my Fritzbox on the LAN 1. We can say WAN port, WAN port. And I have also a LAN 1 port to provide a DHCP for this switch on a port 3. Okay? Question to you guys. In this case, I have DHCP coming from the firewall and also from the Fritzbox. Is this something that I can have, or there's some error? Question to you. DHCP from the firewall and also from my Fritzbox. Simply reply me yes or no. This is something that we can have or not. Can we have two DHCP on the same network, into the same network? No. Cloud said no. Sotris, your reply is not really understandable. So please try to type again. So the question is, do I need to apply some tricks about this or not? Because, you know, of course, this firewall providing a DHCP on the port 3 and also the first box, this is absolutely unacceptable. So we cannot have it. And some installer, they simply do like this because they do not know how can use VLAN. They do simply, oh, okay, I disabled the DHCP on this firewall. No, no, please don't do that. Okay, don't do that. Okay, do in a different way with VLAN. So I simply, on this switch, the ECS 1008P main, I simply disable the native VLAN on a port 3. So native means untagged. So I simply disable it, okay? And of course, on a LAN from the firewall to the switch also can pass through the other network, of course, with VLAN. And which network I will pass? I'll pass the tag 100, 192.168.5.0/24. And I also pass through the LAN on the port 3, the tag 101, 192.168.60, and also the 201.168.9.0/24. Okay, so all tagging VLAN coming from the firewall to the switch, and we will see later. Take a screenshot about this topology, please, because later I will show you how can you configure your switch also. Okay. And note on the port 3 ECS 1008P main, the untagged native VLAN 1, it's off. The main DHCP in my network, it's provided by Fritzbox 7590. Okay. So also I announced the VLAN on the switch, VLAN tag 100.101.201 on the VLAN here on the switch, and also I tag all VLAN on a port 2 because I need to pass the VLAN as a trunk to the switch 2, to the second switch on the port 1 here. Okay. Of course, on the port 1 on this switch, sorry, I also need to announce the VLAN 100.101.201 tagged for sure on the port 1, same as the switch on the port 2. And also I need to tag the VLAN on a port 5 because on a port 5 I have connected my access point. Okay. So the access point, it's a machine can be detect the tag from the port. If here on the port 5 I replace this access. Okay, question to you guys, because this is a really important concept that I would like to share you, because otherwise the concept cannot pass through. So it's really useless to do a webinar if I cannot tell you the true story. Okay, so if here, question to you, on the port 5 I disconnect my access point and I connect computer. I simply connect my laptop, my computer. Which address IP it will be bring? The port 5, of course, it has all tagged for this VLAN, for these 3 VLAN, and also, of course, they have untagged, right? So the question is very easier. So if I would like to connect my computer here, it will bring the VLAN, it will bring the untagged from the Fritzbox. If I would like to bring another subnet, I need to make a PVID for that VLAN, of course. Okay, but this to make sure that the concept can pass through. Okay. I think this is quite clear. So, and here you can see, to avoid any single tag VLAN per single SSID, we will use MyPSK. One SSID can achieve multiple network based on the dedicated PSK. Okay. Guys, I know this is really difficult, and I know maybe you do not understand, but please give me a question, because tell me, it's clear, Ale, thank you. No, it's completely unclear. Do not understand nothing. Please repeat again. Maybe I will try to help you after the webinar, no worry, eh? Okay? But important, tell me the feedback on during the webinar, because otherwise I cannot understand if my concept arrived to your head or not. Okay? Yeah, I seem to understand everything. Okay, I am no doubt about it. Okay, I disable the native VLAN on a port 3 because the native, okay, if you have a router, you can, okay, thinking about this firewall. If I have a firewall and I use old tag, I cannot do nothing. I cannot do nothing. I need to have minimum one untagged, usually, okay, for normal people. But, okay, so I need to have one untagged on my router, right? Untagged means untagged. If the untagged coming from the firewall to the switch, it's a conflict because I have also untagged from the Fritzbox here. To the DHCP into the same broadcast domain cannot be exist. So then this means that I need to apply the tag here from the switch. But this cannot pass through the other VLAN. Okay? No, I do not have different native VLAN. Okay, so thinking the native VLAN one as untagged, it's not native VLAN, it's untagged. Okay, also I can do, it's really difficult to explain, but thinking easier, firewall untagged coming out, also Fritzbox cannot do that. Then I need to avoid the untagged coming into the same switch. Okay, I use only the tag because there's no reason to use untagged here. I have also the Fritz can provide the untagged for all of devices my network. So the firewall concept, the reason why I have firewall is because I need to have VLAN and not because I need to have untagged. Okay. Yes, but if I would like to add a PC on a port 5, I can do that. Yes, you can simply switch the PVID and you can achieve the firewall. There's no problem, right? Yeah. Okay. I suggest to look in the Alessandro's webinar about VLAN. Okay, go ahead. What time is it now? Ooh, 11. Okay. So we already finished the first part. Now we're going to check the demo. Okay, this is a quite interesting part, the demo. Let me share the my demo. Okay, now you are able to see my browser. Are able to see my browser? Yeah. Nobody want to reply. Today is Jesus. No, Cloud. Yes, Cloud. You can see that, right? Okay. Good. Guys, I know it's really difficult to understand, but you need to know very really strong concept about VLAN. Okay, but go ahead with the MyPSK. Okay, this is quite much dynamic webinar part. Okay, with the cloud demo. Okay, talking about what we can achieve, the real benefit for the testing VLAN, you will see later. Okay, benefit. Okay, talking about SSID. Okay, talking about the real example. Okay, a school call you. Hello, Jesus. Hello, Sotris. Hello, Jose. Hello, Alessandro. I need to have a new Wi-Fi in my school. We have now 40 access points. Okay, 40 access points. But we want to achieve this result. We want to split the students on a dedicated network, maybe isolated. And the students can only achieve maybe the firewall or something like that in that VLAN, in that network. I have also the teacher. They need to have their SSID, their network. I need to have, for example, the guest access. And also, I would like to split the students maybe for 2 or 3 different networks based on the level of the school. So the first class can achieve that network. And all students, they can achieve that part of the network. So the customer told you, I need to have a firewall with the 11, 12 network. Okay. So now a question to you, and now since now we can try to understand better the real benefit from MyPSK in an easy way. So the boring part, it's already finished. Keep attention. So question to you guys, open the chat. I need to create here 11 SSID because I have an SSID students 1, SSID students 2 on a different VLAN, VLAN 100, VLAN 200, maybe only 200, VLAN 300, 400, 401, or whatever. I need to create 11 SSID. Question to you, can I do that? Yes or not? Simply reply to me, yes, I can, Ale. Or no, Ale, I cannot. Xavier say yes. Yes. Alcindo, yes. 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 No, I cannot. Because here I can create only maximum 8 SSID. The maximum is 8. The maximum here is 8 SSID. So if I, for example, say to test 2, no, I would like to not enable it. So you can see right now I have 7 SSID. Test 3. I have another SSID. Now we have 8 SSID. You can see here I cannot add any more SSID. So I cannot. Then we have 2 chances. Sorry, customer, we do not have solution for you. And we lost the project and we lost the money. And the second point is, customer, I can tell you the true story about this. I can tell you that we can do that. Yes, but the other installer that I asked, they told me not. Yes, but I'm the best installer. So I can tell you we can do that. Because we can configure the MyPSK. So go ahead with MyPSK. Before I would like to delete this SSID. How can I configure MyPSK? I already did that for you. So the SSID with MyPSK, I call it trunk SSID. So trunk SSID, only this SSID for the school can achieve 11 network, 12, 20, 30. Otherwise, I cannot do that, because if I'm using this method that all installer know, is students VLAN 100. Apply. And now I have VLAN 100. Yes, but I cannot create more than 8 SSID like this. So this is the limitation that we can avoid with MyPSK. So we can have more than 8 SSID on the same VLAN. And this is really amazing. Okay? So basically, now on a trunk SSID, what we can do? On a trunk SSID, we can achieve more than 8 network per same SSID. So, well, how can we turn it on the MyPSK? So really simple. Trunk SSID, or we can say school, okay? And of course, we can take an example about school, but we can also take an hotel or something like that. Okay, school, we can use the password. We can sorry guys, wait 2 seconds. Sorry guys. So we can create this SSID school, and we can try to, we will open the MyPSK here. We can simply turn it on MyPSK feature. And we can use the internal PSK user also with the radius, and this is a fallback. Scrolling down, you no need to use any default VLAN. A question to you: why we do not need to use the default VLAN here? Why? Because here, no need to use that. So this needs to be empty. Because otherwise, all clients goes to the only for that VLAN, but I need to split on a different VLAN. Okay, so now press apply, and now probably there will be an error because, okay, now what I can do, what I need to do, go on the configuration, MyPSK users, and we need to define here the MyPSK. For example, password for students. and this is password for students. Yeah, because I changed the SSID, so I need to recreate a new MyPSK. So go with you step by step. So we need to PSK, for example, password for VLAN 100, any MAC address, no expired data, and we apply on this SSID. Okay, and this is the MyPSK for the students. So all students going to make a connection to school SSID that will go to the VLAN 100. Password for teachers. VLAN 101. School, apply. All people will use this password on the same SSID that will go to the VLAN 101. I can also do that for whatever VLAN that I have. Okay, this is really simple. And with this method, I can split the VLAN, the clients per VLAN. Okay. Yeah. So Tris asked me a question. Yes, here on a MyPSK that you created, you can here no password and space without any space the password place. Yeah. You can also export the password. Maybe if you have a big event and you would like to inject all guests for that event on a certain VLAN, you can configure the export date. Okay. So this is really simple. Why there is an error? Because maybe it's too long. Let me check like this. I don't know what's happened, but okay. So this is the thing for the MyPSK. Okay, you can it's really simple, right, guys? So now I would like to show you the topology and the configuration for the VLAN. Okay. The topology, you can see you can the topology cannot discover the firewall, but according to the slide that you have before, you can simply recognize the VLAN concept. Okay, so if we go to the switch, this is the main switch. The firewall arrive on the switch on the port 3. Of course, before you have to create the VLAN. Before create the VLAN, here it's really simple, VLAN setting. After that, you have to apply on the switch. So on the switch, the main, the firewall, as I showed you before, arrive on a port 3. So on the port 3, the native VLAN is off because the firewall arrived here, and the untagged from the firewall is 2.0/24. No need to inject with DHCP in this network because I have already the DHCP from my Fritzbox. Okay, all VLAN coming from the firewall arrive in a tagged mode. So it's really simple. You can simply tag the VLAN on a port 3 for sure, and also on a port 2. Why on a port 2? Because the port 2 is connected to the second switch. Okay, So I need to do the same for VLAN 101 and 201. Port 3 from the firewall tagged, because the tag coming tagged from the firewall to the first switch, and also I need to pass the trunk to the switch, to the second switch that is connecting to the port. Okay. On the second switch, I have the port to from the main switch coming on a port 1 from the second switch. Then I announce the VLAN here. At VLAN, I need to announce the VLAN and tag it from the port 1 because it's coming from the main switch for all VLAN. This no matter, this is unused VLAN. Okay. And on the port 5 because I have the access point. So this is quite simple, okay? So you need to announce the VLAN that you have. So of course, I can create here maybe 30,000 VLAN, but I need to respect the VLAN ID also in my firewall, because otherwise the VLAN cannot pass through. So the VLAN ID is really important. First, you have to create in your firewall the VLAN ID on a certain network, and after that you announce and not create that, you announce the VLAN on the switch. Okay. And I think so far so good. That's all. Any question? I think it's really difficult, maybe, but I hope maybe the concept can pass. Okay. Are there any questions? So this is really important. Okay, question maybe. Yeah, thank you, Paulo. Claudio. It easy. Okay. Okay, could you please explain again regarding VLAN tagging on the switch port? Yes, for sure. Okay, so basically, let me try to connect to my firewall. Yeah, on my firewall. Wait. Guys, I would like to show you my firewall configuration, but I think it's not good because it's really easier. But on the firewall, basically you have to first create your network. So first on your firewall, create your network. Example 192.168.6.0/24 VLAN ID 100. And goes to the NIC 2 LAN, arriving on port 3. So when you make sure to create the trunk VLAN and also the correct thing, but this is not an history today, so this is VLAN concept. Check in the Alessandro's webinar about it. Okay, after that, you need to simply announce only the VLAN on the switch. And to do that, you need to know the port. This is the main switch. Okay. The firewall coming on the port 3. this is the uplink to the Fritzbox. Okay, firewall coming in a port 3, and the port 2 is for the second switch. Okay, it is linked to the second switch. So the VLAN on the port 3 for sure need to be tagged, and also for the port 2, because tag means trunk. Okay, and for sure not for the port 1, because the Fritzbox is not capable to listen the VLAN, and all packet they will discard. So then there's no sense to do that. Okay. And on a port 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I will not use that port. Then no need. Okay. So tagging on a port 2, tagging on a port 3. So I need to go in here, and I need to announce, not create, the VLAN that I have in my firewall. It's not casual number. Okay. So it's not casual number. It's really the number that I need to add because I already created in my firewall. Okay. And then I create the VLAN, I announce, and then when you create the VLAN, you have like this, all port empty. Okay, you need to tag for the ports that you need. Port 2 to the second switch, of course, tag it, and also for the port 3 because coming from the firewall. The second, also the same for the port 2 or 3 on the VLAN 101, and also for the VLAN 201. This VLAN, it's only for test. It's unused VLAN. So I create only for funny. So I'll not use it. Okay? Because in my firewall, I do not have any network on this VID. Okay? Okay. So tagged means trunk. Port 2 switch, port 2 switch, port 2 switch, second switch. And now, if you go to the second switch, you need to do the same. Before identify the port, the correct port. So from the main switch on a port 2 to the second switch on a port 1. On 5, I have access point. You cannot see the POA symbol because I power on by external power adapter. Okay. And here you need to do the same. Announce the VLAN, and you need to define the VLAN. For sure for port 1 because the main switch, and also for the port 5. Okay. And then because I disabled the native VLAN on the main switch here, I do not touch nothing. The untagged from my Fritzbox can pass through as well. Okay. Exactly. So, okay, thank you, Aristides. So, question to you guys. Okay, now all it works. This is the second switch. This is a really important question. If I make a connection with my laptop on port 5, I connect here on port 5 my laptop. Here. Which IP will bring, or maybe VLAN? Say untagged, say VLAN 100, 100, which on which network it will go the packet? Yeah, exactly, on 1, correct. Because the PVID is 1. If I would like to inject the traffic from my computer to VLAN 101 example, I need to apply a PVID here for 5 configure PVID 101. That's it. So now if I'm pressed OK, on a port 5, all traffic goes to the VLAN 101. It's clear, right? But this concept is really difficult, but I think you can understand the point because, you know, sorry if I'm not explained very well, but, you know, it's not really easier than sometimes really difficult to explain that in a better way. So any other question? I would like to tell you that maybe I will do another tech-talk webinar about VLAN, like Alessandro do. Alessandro do tech theory talk. Maybe I will do some tech talk webinar about VLAN, but I'm not sure because we need to think about it. But just in case, I will do that. Okay, so any other question? Okay, I'm stopping the registration. I would like